When the Aztecs, the most powerful empire in the Americas, first walked into this city, it had already been abandoned for 700 years. They didn't build it. They had no idea who did. And what they found unsettled them so deeply that they gave it a name that translates to the place where men become gods. Here's what should keep you up at night. This was one of the largest cities on Earth. 200,000 people, perfectly planned streets, and to this day, we don't know who built it, what language they spoke, or why they vanished. There is nothing else like it on the planet, a superpower with no name, no history, and no face. But in 2003, a rainstorm opened a hole in the ground right here. And what archaeologists found in the tunnel underneath is so strange that some of them are still arguing about it today. Golden spheres, rivers of liquid metal, a sealed passage no human had entered in 18 centuries. I'm going to show you exactly what was down there, but first, you need to understand why this city shouldn't exist at all. Think about everything you know about ancient civilizations. Egypt? We have names, Khufu, Ramses. We have their writing, their tax records, even their love poems. Rome, we know what Julius Caesar ate for breakfast. Now look at Teotihuacan. No royal tombs, no statues of kings, no readable writing. A city of 200,000 people with multi-family apartment compounds, drainage systems, and entire neighborhoods of foreign immigrants. And every single one of its people is anonymous. Not one name survives, not the founders, not a rulers, not a single priest, general, or architect. Nothing. Even the word Teotihuacan is borrowed. It's the Aztec name given 7 centuries after the city died. The real name, the one its own people spoke in the streets, is gone forever. And the scale is hard to overstate. At its height, around 450 AD, this was one of the largest cities in the entire world, larger than almost any city in Europe at the time. 8 square miles of planned streets, plazas, workshops, and temples. This wasn't a settlement, this was a machine for 200,000 lives. Fresh water flowed in, waste flowed out, and thousands of apartment compounds housed families at a level of urban comfort most of the world wouldn't see for another 1,000 years. And here's where it gets personal. You were taught that history moves in a straight line. Primitive tribes, then farming, then villages, then slowly, over thousands of years, cities. Gradual, predictable, safe. Teotihuacan breaks that line. This city appears around 100 BC and explodes into a metropolis engineered with astronomical precision. The entire street grid is deliberately tilted 15.5 degrees off true north, aligned not with the land, but with the sky. And then, around 550 AD, someone burns it down. Here's the disturbing part. It wasn't invaders. The fires were set only in the temples and palaces of the elite. The ordinary neighborhoods were untouched. The people didn't flee a conqueror. The evidence suggests they rose up, torched the world of their own rulers, and simply walked away. So ask yourself, if a civilization this advanced can be erased so completely that even its real name is lost, what makes you so sure ours is permanent? Every empire believes it's the exception. Every single one has been wrong. So what do we actually know? More than you think, and I promise you, the truth is stranger than any alien theory. Forget ancient aliens. What the evidence shows is more impressive because human beings did this. Start with the Pyramid of the Sun. It's the 3rd largest pyramid on the planet, over 200 feet tall, built from millions of tons of material, without metal tools, without the wheel, without pack animals. Twice a year, the sun sets in perfect alignment with its face on dates that match the agricultural calendar. This wasn't decoration. The pyramid was an instrument, And it's not alone. At the north end of the city, the Pyramid of the Moon is positioned so precisely that its silhouette mirrors the sacred mountain behind it, peak for peak, as if the builders were completing the landscape itself. In fact, the whole city was an instrument. The main avenue, the one the Aztecs later named the Avenue of the Dead, runs like a spine through the city, and the monuments along it appear to map on to the movements of the heavens. Some researchers argue the city's layout mirrors a calendar. Others say a model of the cosmos itself. And then there's the mica, hidden inside some structures, sealed where no one could ever see it. Archaeologists found thick layers of mica, a shimmering mineral that insulates against heat and electricity. Here's the problem. Analysis suggests some of this mica came from thousands of kilometers away, possibly as far as Brazil. They hauled tons of it across a continent and then buried it. Why? Nobody knows. There are theories, ritual, symbolism, something about its reflective properties, but the honest answer is, we don't know. Now, how does a city like this get so rich? One word: obsidian. Volcanic glass, sharper than a modern steel scalpel. Teotihuacan controlled the greatest obsidian sources in Mesoamerica, including mines of a rare green obsidian found almost nowhere else. Its workshops mass-produced blades, spear points, and mirrors that traveled thousands of miles along trade routes. In an age before iron, obsidian was oil, and Teotihuacan was the superpower sitting on top of it. Wealth poured in, the city swelled, and still no palace, no throne, no name. A city built as a machine, aligned to the sky, rich beyond imagination, hiding materials we can't explain. Now here's the question that should bother you. A project this massive needs a powerful government. So why is there no king anywhere? Every ancient empire brags about its rulers. Egyptian pharaohs carved their names on everything they touched. Maya kings filled entire walls with their victories. Roman emperors put their faces on every coin. Teotihuacan is silent. In a century of excavation, archaeologists have found no royal palace clearly built for a single ruler. No royal tomb, no portrait of a king. In the city's murals, you see gods, animals, priests in procession, but no glorified individual, ever. At first, researchers assumed they just hadn't found the tomb yet, but slowly, a more radical idea took hold. Archaeologist Linda Manzanilla, who has spent decades studying the city, argues Teotihuacan may have been ruled not by a king, but a council, several powerful groups sharing power, collective government. In other words, something like a republic in the Americas more than 1,000 years before your textbooks say that was possible. And the city itself backs this up. Teotihuacan wasn't a closed kingdom, it was cosmopolitan. Excavations found entire districts of foreigners, a Zapotec neighborhood, a Maya presence, people from the Gulf Coast living inside the city for generations, keeping their own customs. Think of it as the New York of the ancient Americas, a magnet city pulling in people from every direction. But don't mistake facelessness for gentleness. At the Temple of the Feathered Serpent, archaeologists uncovered the remains of more than 200 people buried in precise formations when the temple was built, many of them warriors, hands bound, some wearing necklaces made of human jawbones. Whoever ran this city commanded absolute devotion and absolute fear without ever showing a face. A superpower with no name, power with no portrait. And that raises the question this whole video has been building toward. If they didn't worship kings, what was down in that tunnel? Remember that rainstorm in 2003? After days of heavy rain, a sinkhole opened near the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. Archaeologist Sergio Gomez was lowered in with a rope and a flashlight. At the bottom, he realized he wasn't standing in a natural cave. He was standing in a man-made tunnel, sealed by the city's own people around 1800 years ago. Sealed deliberately, layer by layer, so it would never be found. It took his team over a decade to excavate it, inch by inch, using ground-penetrating radar and even a small robot to scout the darkness ahead. What they pulled out defies belief. Some 75,000 artifacts, finely carved statues, jaguar remains, jade from distant lands, rubber balls, seashells from both oceans, boxes of iridescent beetle wings. But it's the tunnel itself that stops your breath. The ceiling was studded with metallic spheres, pyrite-coated orbs that glow gold in torchlight. The walls were rubbed with mineral powder that glows faintly in the dark. Walk through with a flame, and you're not underground anymore. You're walking through a star field. Imagine being a priest 18 centuries ago, torch in hand, descending into a night sky built by human hands. They built an artificial cosmos beneath the city, and on the floor, in carved depressions, pools of liquid mercury. Actual liquid mercury, kept stable underground for nearly 2,000 years. The leading theory? It represented the rivers of the underworld, mirror-like waters for the journey of the dead. The tunnel ends in 3 chambers directly beneath the temple, and everyone expected the same thing. This is it, the tomb of Teotihuacan's great king, the answer to the whole mystery. The chambers were excavated, and the royal tomb wasn't there. No king. Even in their most sacred, most hidden place, the rulers of Teotihuacan refused to show their face. The mystery didn't close, it deepened. If you remember only 3 things from this video, make it these. 1. Anonymity was the point. The most powerful civilization in the ancient Americas chose not to glorify individuals. No kings, no names, no faces. Maybe their strength came precisely from that. And maybe our obsession with personal fame and legacy isn't the historical norm. It's the anomaly. They built one of the greatest cities in human history, and they signed it with silence. 2. Collapse comes from within. Teotihuacan wasn't destroyed by an invading army. The burned buildings belonged to the elite, and only the elite. The greatest cities don't usually fall to outsiders. They come apart from the inside when the people stop believing in those at the top. That lesson is 1800 years old, and it has never been more relevant. 3. This mystery is being solved right now. The tunnel was only excavated this century. The liquid mercury was confirmed in 2015. New scans are still revealing hidden chambers and buried structures. The greatest enigma of the Americas isn't sitting in some remote desert. It's 40 kilometers from Mexico City, being opened in real time. You're living through the discovery. I'm going to keep tracking what comes out of that tunnel and every new discovery that rewrites the story we were all taught in school. So do one thing for me. Hit subscribe. That's it. That's the entire ask. No bell, no likes, no speech. Just subscribe. Because what's coming next, you are genuinely not ready for. Because here's the thing. Teotihuacan isn't the only city that time swallowed whole. In 2018, scientists fired lasers from a plane over the jungles of Guatemala. When the data came back, they found more than 60,000 hidden structures under the trees, pyramids, highways, fortresses, entire cities connected by elevated roads, a Maya megalopolis invisible for 1,000 years, hiding in plain sight under the canopy. Researchers now believe millions more people lived there than anyone ever imagined. The map of ancient America you learned in school? It's wrong. And in the next video, I'm going to show you the real one.